So you ever go into a movie with like a group of friends, it's like a social thing, but you know you're gonna hate the movie. Why am I even going to this? This is gonna be horrible, I'm gonna hate it, it sucks. But I love my friends, so I'll go. That's exactly how I felt going into this movie. Okay, not this movie, but Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, 2017 edition, fidget spinner edition. So I was going into this movie prepared to just absolutely hate it. I was even gonna make a video about it, tearing it to shreds, saying how terrible it was. And then I watched it, and I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty good. By the way, excuse my hair. It's just bad today. It was actually kind of decent, and here's why. The characters were actually pretty good. They were all just typical high school kids. The only exception was that one character, her character didn't annoy me, but her character introduction annoyed me. This is the blonde girl who Jack Black plays. The movie starts and she's on her phone on like a FaceTime during a test. She's just on her phone and the teacher walks past. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm talking to my friend. It just annoyed me because no high school kid has ever blatantly just FaceTimed in a class. You do the whole hiding it under the table thing. Even if you're a cool kid, you try to hide it. No one is just that obliviously addicted to their smartphone. The texting chick eventually became a character who was like, yeah, that's just another person who goes to high school. Like, they were all very believable. You know, the movie doesn't really ask you to empathize with them very much. It was just nice to kind of have like, oh, I used to be a high school kid. Like, it's cool. It's funky. What you gain from those very short character introductions for all the characters is that immediately you know who you're dealing with, what characters there are. The movie doesn't waste time setting up plot devices. It doesn't waste time with a ton of exposition. Very quickly, the movie just gets into the plot. I really appreciate that. So the characters are really good. See, what makes the characters really good is the cast who plays them, and the cast is fantastic. Dwayne Johnson does a great job at playing like a nerdy high school kid, and it's extra funny because he is such a big badass, like hunky guy. It's just funny to see him play this like nerdy kind of kid, and he does it quite well. Karen Gillan does an amazing American accent. The way she plays the character is really cool. Jack Black is hilarious playing a woman. He did so well. So Kevin Hart in this movie is quite funny, but he doesn't really do anything unsafe comedically. Like, he kind of plays to his strengths, whereas Jack Black plays a girl, a teenage girl, and it is hilarious. He does it so well. And it's just nice because you can see everyone is just enjoying themselves. They're just having a good time, you know? And that's really nice to see. It also adds to the Jumanji universe in a quite nice way. I do not want any Jumanji sequels. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is when you compare it to this movie, it actually sits beside it quite nicely. If you were to watch these two in a row, you wouldn't watch this one and then watch Welcome to the Jungle and be like, oh, okay, same plot device, same story, same characters, blah, blah. It's actually very different. And what's nice is that with the video game thing, it feels like, because they're both based on a book, and it feels like if this movie hadn't been made in the 90s, Welcome to the Jungle would have still been made in 2017 because it actually works with a video game just as well as it works with a board game. It wasn't just a flat remake. It's kind of like Mad Max Fury Road. It's sort of a sequel, but it's also kind of its new own thing, separate from the originals, new cast, obviously. The video game stuff was surprisingly actually quite good. Like, a lot of the video game language and stuff that they talked about, it wasn't this like cringeworthy, movie trying to emulate video games. A lot of movies portray video games in such a cringy way where it's like, that's not how you play video games. That's not how video games work. But this movie actually got it quite well, and watching it, there were a lot of jokes about, you know, video game jokes that I appreciated and thought were really funny as someone who plays a lot of video games. Finally, and this is why I wanted to talk about this movie, is that it's killing it in the box office. I don't know how, but this movie is doing absolutely insane in the box office, man. In its fourth week, it beat Star Wars. Star Wars is the biggest film thing ever. Like, props to this movie for having the balls to go up against Star Wars. That's insane. This and this and this. That's the reason that Star Wars doesn't care that it got beaten at the box office, because it's gonna make all that money back. It exceeded my expectations, albeit I had low expectations, but I would definitely say go see it. It's a laugh, it's a good time, you'll have a bit of fun. I probably wouldn't go see it again, but I don't regret seeing it. That's an endorsement from me. Alright, that's the end of the video. I'm a big film guy, I'm huge into films, I'm a filmmaker as well. I try to watch a lot of films. One of my goals this year is to watch one film a week. So this was the film I watched this week, and I thought I'd make a video about it. Hopefully I can try and make a video at least once every 2 weeks, or just, you know, I want to make a video about every movie I see, but some movies probably won't be worth it. Kind of a review, kind of just more my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, and that's how you make it big in the industry, I hear. So get on that. All right, thank you. Cheers.